Greetings to everybody. So I watched another video which has been broadcast on a very large scale. Not only has it been broadcast on a large scale, but it's received a lot of replies from people all over YouTube. There's been quite a few replies from Christians, from atheists, and even people from the Muslim faith. That video is from a young man named Jefferson Birthkey, and the focus on his video is as titled, "Why I Hate Religion But Love Jesus." So in his video, he talks about Jesus and religion on two different scales, and like on two opposite roads, bringing out points that, contradict the way Jesus is. So he has religion on one side and Christ on the other side. So there's two different characteristics. When it came to Jesus, he labeled him as the missing link or the reality. When it came to religion, he considered it something as a man-made invention. Thus, by his conclusion, Jesus and religion are on two different paths, and the main point that he's bringing out is Christ came to abolish religion. As I mentioned, some of his points when it came to religion are a set of rules. It starts wars. It's even used by self-righteous men to show that they're righteous. Religion puts you in slavery, and so on. Now, as I was taking time to listen to what he was saying in his video, I did notice quite a few contradictions which I believe should really be addressed. I was mainly getting the gist of what he was saying, which was very true based upon the facts. But there's something that he's confusing which could cause a lot of confusion to everybody else. For example,
which is why Jesus hated religion and for it he called them fools. Don't you see so much better than just following some rules? Now let me clarify. I love the church, I love the Bible, and yes, I believe in sin. But if Jesus came to your church, would they actually let him in? See, remember he was called a glutton and a drunkard by religious men. But the Son of God never supports self-righteousness, not now, not then.
From what I've understood based upon what he said, again, it's like he's used religion to say it's a bunch of rules, and it's also used by self-righteous men to make sure that they look righteous in front of everybody. Thus, it's like being like a Pharisee. But before I address this, I want to mention something which I found quite startling.
Now let me clarify. I love the church, I love the Bible, and yes, I believe in sin.
As mentioned, he said he believes in the Bible, in the church, and he also believes in sin. Now, if that was the case, then he would have to throw away the notion that religion is a set of rules. Why? 1 John chapter 3 verse 4 says, "Whosoever committeth sin transgresses also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law." There are rules that God has set for the happiness of men, but we also know that we can't keep the law because God is as holy as his law, which is why Jesus Christ invites himself to come into our hearts and fulfill the law while he lives in us. Now, something that I've noticed over the past few years when it comes down to the topic of religion, atheists, and based upon Jefferson's understanding, they all state the same thing, which is,
if religion is so great, why has it started so many wars?
That's right, religion causes war. Again, I have a very big issue with this. Matthew chapter 5 sets some rules that Jesus mentioned. Some of Jesus's rules are to love one another, to love those who hate you, and to even bless those who persecute you. This was the religion of Jesus, which is sad because he's blaming religion, but I believe his understanding could be mixed in with something else. So I'm not putting down what he's saying. What he's saying is very true. A lot of people do these things and do have it as a cover-up. But what is the main issue that is being brought out here? Notice what else he says.
See, remember he was called a glutton and a drunkard by religious men. But the Son of God never supports self-righteousness, not now, not then.
This is the key problem. Did you notice it? Okay, I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to narrow it down a bit.
See, remember he was called a glutton and a drunkard by religious men, by religious men. But the Son of God never supports self-righteousness, not now, not then. By religious men, self-righteousness.
The problem is not religion. The problem is self-righteousness. That is the key, not religion. Now, like I've said, my aim is not to put this brother down in this video. I believe what he's saying is very, very valid. Because again, as I mentioned, people use religion to hide their sin. They use it to show how good they are, and it's pretty much using what he just mentions in his video. So religion comes down to a use of justifying one's act. But is religion the main thing, or is it self-righteousness? Well, in order to answer that, we need to ask, what is religion? James chapter 1 verse 26 and 27. If any man among you seems to be religious and bridleth not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man's religion is vain. Pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. Now, I guess all of you can understand on this premise that Christ did not come to abolish religion, because these teaching that we're seeing in James chapter 1 verse 26 and 27 is the same foundation that Jesus was teaching in his principles of religion. So as we round up this video, did Jesus come to abolish religion, or did Jesus come to abolish the self-righteousness that people use to cover up using religion? Ephesians chapter 2 verse 7 to 9 says, that in the ages to come he might shew the exceeding riches of his grace in his kindness towards us through Jesus Christ. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and not of yourselves. It is the gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. So, Jesus did not come to abolish religion. Jesus does not hate religion. Jesus came to abolish self-righteousness that uses religion. So friends, religion is not the problem. And it is impossible for religion and for Jesus to be on two different spectrums. Reason being is because Jesus' life was simply practical religion. So I really want to commend Brother Jefferson for his video, because it did bring out some really important points, some present day issues, points that really need to be studied out. But I believe the title of his video should be changed from Why I Hate Religion But Love Jesus to Why I Hate Self-Righteousness But Love Jesus. Because the reason is, today religion is seen in such an ugly light, when the real issue is not religion but self-righteousness. And God simply corrected that by using Christ to demonstrate what true religion is all about. That is to do love to one another and to keep yourself from the world. And keeping yourself from the world simply means to keep yourself from sin. And sin, we saw, is breaking God's law. So friends, when we understand what true Bible religion is, we will understand that it's not about what I have to do, but what I finally get to do because of Christ. Okay? Thank you very much for listening, and take care, and bye for now.